Hello YouTubers, welcome back. So this video is all about my horror stories with brokerages over the last 15 years. So my first story is with Scotia McLeod. So Scotia McLeod, in case you don't know, is a branch of Scotiabank and is for high net worth clients to go to, and it's kind of wealth management along with a brokerage, and they had a commodity section within it. And I kind of went into it. I think I had just met their minimum level of clientele to have, and this guy joined it. And one of the failures that were with it, I guess I should say, I wasn't upfront with how I wanted to use the account, and I wasn't an exact fit for that kind of an account. So the brokers that were there, they're full service brokers. The commissions were a lot higher, but at the time I kind of felt like I was hiring the best. If you get the best people on your side, you make more money. Well, this wasn't true in this case because I wasn't their targeted market. And the reason behind it was they wanted clients that kept their money in there, they deposited a large sum of money, and they just let them go to town on it. I want control over my money. I know what I'm doing a little bit now, more. And, I wanted to make those trades and those calls. And I also wanted the ability to take money out frequently. Every week or, every month, I want to pay myself and take my money out as I'm making it. And this didn't really go well with what they were looking for in a client. And my broker actually kind of got mad at me, pretty ticked off one day with me when I called him up on a Friday afternoon and said, yeah, I want you to wire me X amount of dollars. I'm going somewhere for the weekend and I'm going to have fun. And kind of got mad at me after like the fourth or fifth time and just said, hey, like this account really isn't for you. We don't normally do these things, which, is kind of puzzling to me, but whatever. So I ended up closing the account, but didn't really go well with it. I didn't like having to call them and getting them to wire me money. They were kind of getting really rude on the phone with me about it. So when you're looking for a brokerage, make sure you align with what kind of client they're looking for. Are they looking for active day traders? Or are they looking for, I would say, clients that are more laid back and just gonna shovel their money into something and wait 10 years to take it out? So you really got to be aligned with that brokerage perfectly. So that one was a failure. My next failure was years prior and years after that, and the brokerage actually went into bankruptcy. So that was very stressful for me. Luckily, with most of these brokerages, they were all through Cunningham at that time, so my money was secure, and I did get a check for everything that was in that account, but it just kind of happened overnight, and I was really puzzled. I'm still puzzled to this day on what happened with that brokerage. So just realize with the smaller brokerages, that can happen, and thank God it wasn't like a scam of some kind, because I would have been out a lot of money. So luckily got all the money back. I was happy, but had to go out and set up a new account, and that takes almost a month if you're, Canadian, opening up an American trading account. It can take upwards of 1 month to do. So, lost time was in there. So next horror story was with Interactive Brokers. I'm sure many of you on this channel have heard of them. If you have, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your story with them. And mine was just horrible. They just kept messing up over and over again. They couldn't get the right features on the account that I had asked for, real-time data and the charting that I had wanted. They lied to me a few times saying that yes, they had that feature available when they didn't. And they said that they could trade these different markets that I was in. Coco is one of the ones that I'm in. That's a pretty small market, but I love to trade it. And they just couldn't. I don't know what was wrong with them, if it was just a bad broker within that brokerage, or if it was the whole brokerage. Because I know a lot of people do use them, and they swear by them, and they're really happy with them. But on the commodity side, I was not happy with them. So maybe they're great at stocks, not so much on commodities, don't know. Love to hear your comments about Interactive Brokers, because they're such a huge company. So let me know your story about them. So basically that summarizes probably the 3 horror stories with them. The only other one I need to tell you about is check your statements and go through them every single day. Like, you know, you get the statements the next day. So I keep a logbook. You can probably see one of them behind me. Oh, it's down below, down here. But I write down every single trade that I did during the day. And then when I get the statements, I think around midnight they come in. So in the morning I check them. I go through them and look over them. And I check what my platform is saying, right, against the statement. So I make sure that I'm holding the right things and everything's the right direction, either a long or a short, and the right quantities. And there are discrepancies all the time. I don't know why, but I've noticed it with pretty much every brokerage that I've been with, that it's for some reason they just don't align properly. I don't know if that's a kind of a thing between whoever's doing the backside of it against the brokerage. I don't know. But make sure you check those statements, because I lost a lot of money 1 month just because I was lazy and I didn't do that. And I mean, I lost thousands of dollars. You know, I ended up being short on contracts I had no idea about because my platform told me I was flat on that, and I was actually short on it. And of course the price skyrocketed and I was out thousands. Absolutely thousands of dollars. I couldn't believe it. The brokerage said, hey, you know, it says it in small writing, make sure you reference your statements and go through them. You have 24 hours to raise a red flag on it if it's wrong. So make sure you check those statements. So that's it from me. The brokerages that I have now, I absolutely love them. They're great people to work with, and I'm happy with them. But there's always going to be a headache somewhere down the line. Something is always going to go wrong eventually for you. So just stay on top of it and make sure you're with a brokerage that answers the phone. You know, the only other thing I can tell you about, if you're trading commodities and your broker's in California, there's going to be a time lag there. Commodities open very early in the morning. Your ideal place to live is either central or eastern seaboard, right? I'm on Atlantic time, so I'm even ahead of people. I get to sleep in. But the people in California need to be up at 4 in the morning. So to get them on the phone at 4 in the morning is pretty hard when they go into work, let's say at 8 o'clock their time. All right, that's like 11 o'clock my time. So most of my whole trading is done. So just be aware of that factor as well. So please leave your comments below. Love to hear your horror stories with brokers, because they can be very interesting. So good luck trading. Make sure you subscribe. We're going to get into actual live trading here real soon and show you some of the videos of making good money and how you can do the same. So good luck with your trading. Make lots of money.